Good morning. This is broken up into two tutorials so that it doesn't become too long and one that you'll start kind of tuning out halfway through. So this first tutorial is just to quickly give you an overview of how the document packet actually works. Your task is going to be answering a question: to what degree did the reformers of the Progressive Era succeed in their goals of improving the life in the USA during the early 19th century? You will be completing a Gilded Age Progressive Era essay that will examine this question, and the way that you will gain your evidence is through an analysis of document sources. Your task will be to complete 5 spec sets that will examine 5 document sources. 6 are provided, and so you only have to choose 5. One of them we're going to do together, so factory conditions will be a mandatory one that you will do. There are 5 other choices that you can choose from, and one of them you don't have to do. So as you examine the document packets, if there's a topic that you're kind of struggling with, or it doesn't appeal to you, or it doesn't fit your thesis, you can ignore that one and just do the other 4. So the document packet is broken up into numbers and letters. And what's important to understand is there is a key at the top of the first page that describes to you what the document number and letter refer to. Any document that's labeled with a number and the letter A is a Gilded Age problem. So for your supporting detail statement, your A, B, C, D, or E, your job is to describe a Gilded Age issue from the early 19th century. It's focused around political corruption, big business operations, factory conditions, child labor, and so forth. And the idea of that is to give the reader an understanding of what the country was dealing with at this time. Now, this is a little different than your supporting details in the past because this supporting detail statement will be longer than just one sentence, because you're going to have to describe the problem and lead into what is the progressive solution to this particular problem. Because the question is asking you, did the progressive era succeed in their goals? But in order to understand what their goals are, you have to first introduce the problem. So that's all document A's will focus on. For instance, our first category is factory conditions. So the first document A is the Gilded Age incident of the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire that occurred in New York City in 1911. And your task will be to discuss the fire, why it occurred, and then what happened and outcomes based on this particular event. So your A statement will show you the background to this particular factory, how it burned, and what happened in the aftermath. And the reason why this is because when you go to document 1B, it will introduce the progressive solution. So that's the first part. The second document in a number set will be labeled with a number and the letter B. This will be the progressive solution, a primary source based on the problem that was addressed. So for the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire, for instance, document 1B focuses on a commission that was formed 3 months after the fire called the Factory Investigating Commission. And the task of this is that as you read it, the commission it's going to discuss what the commission did, what their actions led to, and you're going to determine, do you think that based on this information, did the commission succeed in achieving their goals in trying to get the problem of factory conditions improved? Their goal was to improve factory conditions, and you're going to rate whether or not they succeeded. Now, to help you with your thesis statement, I have created a rating system that will allow you to kind of answer, did they completely succeed? Did they partially succeed? Or did they not succeed at all? Now, if you say that they completely succeeded, in your analysis statement, you would explain why. So you would say, based on what the Factory Commission did, they completely succeeded in achieving the improvement of factory conditions because, and then go from there. If you choose partially succeeded, you do the same thing. So at the end of every B document, highlighted in blue, you will see rating for the progressive solution. So after reading the document, you will determine, based on the problem, did they succeed in achieving the goals they set out to? You would either put completely, partially, or did not at all. And then analyze or explain why you came to that rating. By doing this, you're actually prepping yourself for the essay by not only analyzing the document, but you're also developing your analysis statement that will support the thesis that you eventually come up with after you analyze all of the resources. All right, so that's just a quick overview of how this works. When you go into the next section, you're going to notice that it's urbanization is your next topic. So when you look at document 2A and 2B, you're going to be looking at the problem of urbanization for the document 2A, and then 2B will talk about the progressive solution to dealing with the problem of urbanization. And you're going to determine, did they succeed or fail or partially succeed, and then explain your answer. I hope this helps with the document analysis. These documents are crucial to being able to successfully complete your essay. And like I said, we'll work through the first one together to give you a perception of what it is I'm looking for. This is going to be a large grade, so you want to make sure you completely understand what it is you're expected to do. Good luck.